Think of someone whose life is almost invisible online. No photos, no updates, barely a profile picture. And you've always quietly wondered what's going on with them. Today, we're going to understand the psychology of people who don't post their photos on social media. 1. They live inside the moment instead of beside it. Something good happens, a sunset, a meal, a face they love. And their first instinct isn't to reach for the phone, they just stay in it. Here's the thing, most people never notice. The second you lift the camera, you step half an inch outside your own life. You stop living the moment and start managing it, choosing the angle, the light, the version of this that other people will see. People who don't post have felt that little exit, even if they never put words to it. They've noticed how a memory feels thinner once it's been performed for strangers. How the laugh you stop to film is never quite the same laugh you'd have had if you'd just let it happen. So they let it happen. So they make a different trade. They keep the moment whole and they let go of the proof. They'd rather hold it than show it. From the outside, it looks like missing out. From the inside, it's the opposite. They'd rather remember something imperfectly and completely than capture it perfectly and feel only half there while it happened. Years later, the moments they kept for themselves are often the ones they remember most clearly. Not the photographed ones, the lived ones. There's a difference, and they figured it out early. 2. They protect the line between private and hidden. For them, there's a real difference between a life that's private and a life that's hidden. They're not hiding. They just believe some things were never meant for an audience. Most people share first and wonder later. People who don't post feel the wondering first. Before anything reaches a screen, a quiet question shows up. Does this belong to everyone, or does it belong to me? This usually comes from a strong sense of where they end and the world begins. Their boundaries aren't walls built out of fear. They're more like a closed door in a home they feel safe in. The door isn't there to keep people out. It's there because not every room is meant to be a hallway. So when they keep a moment to themselves, it isn't secrecy, it's ownership. A quiet way of saying the most important parts of a life were never supposed to be content. And there's something they understand that the rest of us are slowly forgetting. A thing shared with everyone tends to stop feeling like it belongs to anyone. The more eyes on a memory, the thinner it gets. So they keep the ones that matter close where they can still feel the full weight of them. 3. They don't need a witness to feel real. Most of us learned without ever deciding to confirm our lives through other people. We post the trip, the likes tell us it mattered. We share the win, the comments make it feel true. Slowly, quietly, we hand the job of measuring our own lives to a crowd. People who don't post have somehow stepped out of that loop. The moment is real to them whether or not anyone sees it. The dinner was good even if no one liked a photo of it. The view was beautiful even if it only lived in their own eyes. This isn't coldness, it isn't pride either. It's a kind of steadiness that comes from the inside, a self that doesn't need a daily vote to keep standing. They already know what happened to them today. They don't need a row of small hearts to confirm it was worth living. The strange part? They often care deeply about the people in their lives. They just don't need those people watching to feel that their life is full. The love is real whether or not it's ever posted. The trip happened whether or not anyone saw the photos. If that one landed a little too close, the next few usually land deeper. 4. They're quietly uneasy about being watched. Not all of them are at peace with it. For some, the silence online isn't freedom, it's protection. Posting means being seen, and being seen means being judged. For these people, that math just never adds up. What if no one responds? What if the photo gets read the wrong way? What if some quiet corner of their life is suddenly open to opinions they never asked for? So they pick the safest option there is. They watch, they scroll, they stay in the background, present everywhere, visible nowhere. They'll like your photo at 2 in the morning and never post one of their own. They know everything about everyone, and almost no one knows much about them. That asymmetry feels safe. What looks like not caring is often a nervous system that learned, somewhere back there, that staying unseen is how you stay safe. Being noticed once meant being judged, and some part of them never quite unlearned it. And underneath it, there's a small ache. A part of them does want to be known. They've just decided the risk of being misread weighs more than the comfort of being seen. So they wait in the quiet, hoping the right people find them without being shown, hoping to be understood without ever having to perform it for a camera. 5. They've felt what posting does to them and stepped back. Some of them used to post like everyone else. They know exactly what it feels like to share something and then keep wandering back to check who noticed. They remember the little lift when the numbers climbed, the quiet drop when they didn't. They remember measuring a whole afternoon by how well it performed, comparing their ordinary Tuesday to someone else's edited highlight and feeling a bit smaller for no real reason at all. And then one day, almost without deciding to, they stopped. Not because they were above it, because they finally felt what it was costing them. There's a particular kind of tired that comes from turning your life into content, from living each good moment with one eye already on how it'll look to other people. People who don't post have felt that tired in their own chest and chosen rest instead. It's the relief of putting something heavy down, of realizing you were performing for an audience that wasn't even really watching. And once you feel that relief, it's very hard to go back. This is the one most people don't want to admit they recognize in themselves. If any of this is starting to feel familiar, that's exactly the kind of thing this channel exists for. Subscribe and we'll keep decoding it together. 6. They measure life by depth, not reach. Give them the choice between telling one person something that matters and announcing it to 300, and they'll pick the one person almost every time. It's not that they dislike people. It's that broadcasting flattens things for them. A feeling shared with the right person at the right moment carries a weight that the same feeling, posted to everyone, somehow loses. Spread too thin across too many eyes, even something precious starts to feel like an announcement. So their lives tend to run quietly deep instead of widely visible. Long conversations instead of quick updates. A few people who know almost everything instead of many who know the highlights. They're not building an audience. They're tending a small handful of real connections, and that takes a kind of attention a feed just can't hold. You can't be fully in a conversation and halfway thinking about how to caption it later. They've chosen the conversation. You won't find their best moments online because their best moments were never meant for a feed. They were meant for a kitchen, a phone call, a long walk where nothing was being recorded and nothing needed saving to count. The good part already happened, right there, with no one else watching. 7. They've made peace with being slightly unknown. In a world that rewards being visible, they've quietly accepted being a little invisible. People sometimes assume the silence means an empty life. Usually it's the reverse. Their life is so present to them that it never even occurs to them to prove it. Why would you document something you're busy living? The thought of proving it doesn't even cross their mind. They're seen by few and known by those few completely, absent from the feed, fully inside their own days. It's a strange kind of richness, the kind that leaves no evidence and asks for no applause. Nobody scrolling past would ever guess how full it is, and that's exactly how they like it. And maybe that's the quiet thing they understood before the rest of us did. A life doesn't become real the moment someone witnesses it. It was always real. It was real the whole time, in the small unphotographed hours nobody else ever saw. It just needed someone willing to live it without an audience. If you saw a little of yourself in these, that's not random. Maybe some of your life was never meant for an audience. Maybe it's worth keeping just for you. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.